Okay, we're now going to show you a scenario which we're calling You Need to See a Doctor, with Leah again as Fran and Carol playing her sister Greta. So let's just briefly see the way that this conversation has gone in the past, first of all. Let's just show you how that looks.
You're looking tired, dear.
Yeah, I am tired. I'm going to take a little break.
Yeah. I wondered, did you see the doctor yet? And you have a...
You know that I don't like doctors. I don't like going to doctors. I go to my chiropractor, I go to my acupuncturist, I have supplements that I'm taking. I'm doing a lot better, but I just get tired sometimes.
I know you think that stuff works, but I just want to see you get a good evaluation, a general, blood work, maybe some imaging. Go to your GP, and then what they can do all kinds of diagnostic
All they're going to do is give me drugs or something. I mean, what can a doctor do for me?
Okay, so maybe a familiar situation you may have experienced yourself. You may have been on this side or on this side of this situation. So let's see if we can have something different happen this time around. And as we saw, Fran did some preparation for this. So Fran's in touch with how she would like to see this conversation go. That's kind of different than the way it's gone before. So what I'm going to do is ask Fran to attempt to use the kind of skills and consciousness we've been playing with here, particularly the skill of empathy, and to respond to Greta with that skill. So let's start again from the top.
Yes, so really, I'm thinking that if you go to your general practitioner and go through a general evaluation with blood work and those things, you can get a really comprehensive view, and then they can pick up exactly what it is, and there's some really solid research.
So, Greta, are you really worried about me?
Yeah, because it's been a while.
Yeah.
And I'm just wanting you to have the wealth of resources that are available to you.
So what are you hearing in this second piece?
I'm guessing maybe that I'm having judgment come up. Something like really wanting me to, that you're really wanting me to.
Well, let's work with the judgment.
Okay.
This can happen after all. A judgment can come up out of nowhere, right? So the intention is to connect empathically with Greta and to imagine what's going on for her, and then out of nowhere up comes a judgment. So what I would say to Greta, just to get yourself a little bit of time, let's make this real time, is just say something like, Greta, can I just take a moment to take in what you're saying? Let's try that out, just to give yourself some time.
I just want to take a moment to take in what you're saying. Is that okay?
So now imagine that you have this moment, and Greta can't hear this now.
Right.
But just to revisit again what it was you were saying to me before. So what are you really longing for at this moment? What's the judgment maybe, and we can work from there.
I guess my judgment is that nothing I would be doing would be good enough to take care of my health if I'm not getting the complete medical workup. And I guess there's the self-doubt of maybe I'm not doing enough is coming up. Okay. And I don't want to listen to that because I want to trust myself.
Right. You want to be connected to the trust that you're normally feeling about the process you're going through.
Right. My fear is that if I listen to that voice, I'll lose my sense of self-trust.
Okay. So now, as you obviously you could express that, or you could express something else, and there's the possibility that right now Greta really still wants to be heard. So that's an option that you could go with, is to continue to really just reflect what you're hearing. So imagine that you want to go that way. Do you feel ready to try that again?
Yeah, I'd like to try it.
Okay. So this is the power of just taking some time to do self-empathy in the moment, just to connect for a moment with yourself and see whether or not that brings you to a place where you're willing to empathize with the other person again. So how might that sound?
Would you give me a line again and see if...
Well, let's say you're coming back from your moment. You can just say, okay,
okay. I've just had my moment.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. All right, maybe I need another moment. I'm still, as soon as I start to think about what she was just saying, I get a little upset again.
Is it the same upset, or is it something different now coming up?
I guess what's coming up now is that the sense that if I tried to empathize with what she's saying, I'm not being true to what's going on for me in this moment.
Okay.
Like maybe there's something else I want to say.
Right. So something about you really want to make sure that you're heard for what's important for you. And you don't want to give up on your own self-expression and your own authenticity.
Right.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, clearly you could go with that right now. You could express exactly what's there for you. My fear, though, is that Greta's not in a place where she particularly wants to hear that.
Right.
We saw what happened before and what's happened in the past.
Right.
So you could do it to meet that need for authenticity right now, but you wouldn't necessarily get a sense of really being heard.
Right.
She may not be ready to empathize with you.
Right.
So again, there's no should here. You don't have to do this. But it's sometimes way more likely to lead to connection if you can take a few waves of empathy, respond to a few waves of whatever Greta's saying with empathy. And one way to do this, as you come back in from a pause that I sometimes use, is just to say, okay, I've taken a break to take in what you were saying before. Could you say a little bit more about that? Just so you hear a little bit more about what's going on for Greta. Do you want to try doing that? Just to ask her, invite a little bit more, if you feel ready to try.
All right. Greta, would you tell me a little bit more about what you're thinking about that right now?
Well, you know, friend, I'm just baffled at, like, what are you thinking? Just like, what are you thinking? You're sick, you need medical care, and you're doing all this other stuff, and I can't figure out what it is, or what, I mean, where do you get these people?
And you really want me to have good quality care from responsible people. Is that it?
Yeah, like research. I want research that shows, because, I mean, anybody can say anything. And I just can't understand your thinking.
There's something about the choices I'm making that don't seem safe to you. Is that it?
They don't seem logical to me.
And so you're actually mystified about, like, who I even am to make these kind of choices, it sounds like. It's confusing.
I just don't understand.
Wow, yeah. It's like, who did my sister become, or something like that? Like, who?
Yeah, like, how did that happen?
Wow, yeah.
We used to go to the doctor when we were little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, it's just
Get sick,
right.
you go to the doctor.
So I'm going to jump in for a moment. I'm just wanting to check with you now. There were some waves coming here, right?
Yeah.
And you were just reflecting the best you could. Just what's Greta's experience here? So I just want to check in with you. You know, we have another couple of minutes here. How are you doing right now, having done that?
That was great. Like that was great. It was fun, actually, in a way. Like somehow I let go of what my agenda was, and we were just talking about us. And that felt really good.
How about for you inside Greta's experience? What was this like?
Yeah, it's like she seemed to hear me a little bit for the first time. Like I felt like she was kind of understanding that this is really mystifying for me.
So it was like the glimmer of the beginning of a more connection than you've had before about this. Is that true?
Yeah. No clarity, but still
right.
a possibility.
Yeah, more to do still.
A little space.
Yeah, maybe some more waves.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a break right now, and a very small break, and we'll be rejoining you in just a moment.
But it does not matter anyway.